sweet babies. So today I am back with another video, and in this video I wanted to talk about what's a good age for you to move out and why I don't think that you should live with your parents for that long. So I'm pretty much just going to just keep it going, like I normally do in this type of context of videos. And I'm just going to really just speak my mind like I've been doing, because I really like doing these types of videos. And yeah, I just think that this is a really good topic and something that people should really start really just understanding for real. So I recently was talking to my brother about this because, as you guys know, me and my brother, we do live on our own. We've been living on our own now for about, I want to say about 3 years now, because when we lived in our apartment, we lived there for 2 years and then we moved here to this. Actually, no, that is not even true. We've been living on our own now for about 4 years, because ever since my mom passed away, we've been picking up the pieces on our own and doing our own thing. So I feel like a good age for you to really just get out there and start doing your own thing really is at like 25. I think that 25 is like the cap age. So I don't think that you should be living with your parents past the age of 25. So the reason that I feel that way is because at 25, I feel like you're an adult. You're well out of the stages of being in high school. By that time, you should have already graduated college. You should have at least got yourself a job. I feel like at this age, you know right from wrong. You should be past the immature stages of your life, really. And I know that honestly, there's some people in this world that it takes them a while to mature, but I feel like once you get out there and you're on your own, it makes it much more easier for you to mature, because you have no choice but to mature. And I feel like, honestly, it would have taken forever for me and my brother to mature if we were constantly still living with our mother. Like, I feel like at one point, it seemed as if we were content living with our mom, to be quite honest. Because, like, me and my brother were the babies. We were the youngest. So my mom kind of just didn't really feel like, oh, okay, they need to be moved out or anything. Like, we were constantly still helping her here and there. And she was okay with that. We were okay with that. We didn't really see a reason to kind of get out and do things on our own. But I feel like once you kind of cut that cord of you being with your parents and you being up under your parents, it really does make you want to level up and do more with your life. And I understand that for some people, it's probably really, really hard. But at the end of the day, you've got to let your parents go. Like, your parents don't even sit up under you all day. So you've got to let your parents go at some point. I feel like the best ways of really trying to mature and cope with life and everything is to just try to get out there and do it. So a few tips that I wanted to give you guys is, if you guys want to move out and do your own thing, find roommates. So you can always try to room with any of your friends if you have any. Try rooming with a sibling if you have any. If you just don't have any siblings or any like friends or anything like that, that's 100% okay. They have a bunch of different like rooms for rent that you can do, where you can like live with an outside person that isn't a family member, and you can really just do that until you can get on your feet and then move and do something else on your own. And I feel like because you're more so in that uncomfortable state, you're with living with somebody else and under their roof, you're going to want to hurry up and get something on your own, because you're looking at it like this: I'm uncomfortable living with this person. I'm just literally doing this because I want to be able to establish some credit, build some rapport as a tenant, and you want to like be able to live on your own without parents or without that parental figure. Like, I feel like even with you living with like your grandma or living with your auntie or your uncles or something like that, that's even, you got to cut the cord there as well. Now, not unless you and your uncle are like, 2 years apart or something like that, then it's a little different. But, if they are more so looked at as like a parental figure, please do not live with them. At the age of 25, you need to start establishing your freedom and you need to start living for yourself. And you really need to start becoming an adult. Like, you can't just sit here and walk around thinking you're grown and not actually being grown. Like, you have to at some point say, you know what? I'm going to be an adult. I'm going to go out there, get myself a job. I'm going to save. I'm going to get myself a car. I'm going to be able to do stuff on my own, build stuff for myself so then I can have the life that I want. I feel like a lot of the times we are always under the wing of our parents, which isn't a bad thing, but we always want to do things to please them. And sometimes you have to do what pleases you. Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, when I was living under the roof of my mother and I was very much, going by her rules and stuff like that, I wasn't really putting forth that energy with my YouTube channel. I was just feeling, I don't know, for some reason I felt more discouraged. And, it wasn't until she passed and I was just like, man, it really opened my eyes that life is really too short. So if this is really what you truly want to do, then you have to get up and do it. Because your parents are literally not always going to be here. They are here for a good time, but not a long time. And you should always aspire to want to do great things for yourself. And it's like, I wanted to, live on my own and things like that. But it kind of started to seem like after a while, like, well, when am I going to do, when am I going to do that? Because I wasn't getting up and doing stuff on my own. I was really just, feeling lazy and feeling babied. So I never really felt the need to want to get out of my mother's wing. And that's not a good thing, like, so I feel like I'm making this video to really just tell those that have similar feelings as to how I felt, that at some point you really just have to get out of the wing of your parents and you really have to get out there and go and strive to get something greater for yourself. Like, I don't care if your first start in your first home or your first apartment by yourself is a mobile home. At least it's something that you can call your own and it's not you living under the rules of your parents. Because at some given moment, you want to have your freedom. Like, you can't still be an adult sneaking people into your house because you're like, oh my gosh, I want to, be grown so bad and I want to do so bad, but I'm finna sneak you in my mama's house. No, if you're grown, you want to have that I'm grown factor. You want to be able to freely just invite people. You want to be able to freely go out and do what you want. You want to be able to freely drink. You want to be able to freely smoke if that's what you want to do. You want to be able to freely be around girls or guys and be around your friends and go do stuff that you find to be fun. Once you have your own freedom, you don't really have to listen to a soul. And yes, you having your freedom is you being in a mobile home or you renting out a room from somebody else's house, or you being in a studio apartment and your space might be only like that big. But at the end of the day, you can call it your own. You're not being under the rules and you're not being under the care and under the watch of a parent or a person that is like a parental figure. So I just felt like I had to share that because I myself have gone through these things. People that I've dated, they don't even want to get out of this scene either. I feel like even if, I feel like it's a little bit different with some guys that I've dealt with, because there are truly some guys that I've dealt with and they'll be like, they're going home, but home to them is going to their baby mama's house. I feel like that is a no-go as well, because you're not paying any rent over there. You're not paying any rent. You're not paying any bills. You barely do anything over there. The only thing you do is mooch. So I feel like that's not the same thing either. For that to be considered your space, you have to actually be pitching in and helping that woman out in order for that to be considered your space as well. Have a sense of responsibility. Don't just leave it all on somebody else. So that I wouldn't even consider to be, oh, well, I'm living with somebody and I have a sense of responsibility. No, if you're not paying any bills, if you're not forking up just as much as that person is forking up, then I am not speaking to you. I'm also speaking to you actually as well. And I think that you also need to change your ways as well. And you need to get up off and under your baby mother. And she also needs to stop as well, because why are you babying a Negro when he can really get up and do everything on his own, just like you got up and did everything on your own? Don't baby these N-words. Do not do that at all. An N-word, you need to get up and get yourself something, because you can't keep letting that girl take care of you. I feel like that's the same as a parental or a parent figure. So no, we're not gonna do that one either, because I know that some of them think that they big on top because they're over there living with their baby mothers and can constantly smash somebody. No, sweetie, I'm still speaking to you. Pay a bill. Actually, pay all the bills. Split the bills. Pay the rent. Split the rent. Pay the car notes. Split the car notes. Don't just borrow her car. Help pay the MFer off, okay? So yeah, that's another one, because definitely had to mention that one. But guys, I think that's pretty much it on this video. I just wanted to bring awareness to that, because I feel like sometimes we get stagnant in spaces and we really have to grow up and move on out. I feel like, and like even my mom, like, just one more story, you guys, and we're gonna be done for good, okay? But even my mom, when she was younger, she left her house from home when she was 18. So she was able to, you know, get up, get out of her mom's house, do what she wanted to. And she went as far as leaving her hometown of Louisiana and moving to a big state like California. And don't get me wrong, when she came to California, we had family out here. So she knew people, but still at the same time, for her to just go as far as to move that far away from her mother when, you know, it was like a completely different space compared to where she grew up. It was a big risk, but at the same time, it's like, it really showed that she was about her business. It really showed that she was ready to become an adult, really do her own thing, and really go by her own rules. And I just feel like I want that for so many younger people of this generation. I feel like we should not be up under our parents' wings, but we should also be responsible. Just try to be responsible. Try to be on top of things. Pay your bills. That way you don't have to keep going back to living with your parents. Keep striving and keep hustling. Just making sure that the hustling that you're doing is legal, so you don't end up locked up and then be in a whole different type of, you know, living situation. So as long as you're doing that, I feel like you should be a-okay. But at the end of the day, if you're noticing that it's just not for you and you're just having a hard time still doing stuff and you want things to be absolutely perfect, that's on you. This is me just giving you guys advice. You don't have to take the advice. It's just me just observing something and wanting to share based off of my own experience and based off of people I know and everything of that nature as well. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, especially if you guys like content such as this one. If this is some content that you guys like, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. That way you guys can be notified of when I upload videos similar to this one. But guys, that is pretty much it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!